The worst day in my business career was the day after Christmas in 2005. My dad and I had been at the office waiting for a call from our bank, hoping to hear good news that we were going to be getting an extension on our line of credit. And unfortunately, that day we found out that we weren't going to be, which essentially meant that we weren't going to be able to make payroll the following week. So 2 days later, the two of us were standing in front of a group of our employees, about 75 employees, letting them know that we were going to be shutting down. They were losing their jobs, we were losing our jobs. And over those next few weeks, I had a lot of time to think about, how did we end up here? How did we get here? We had a great business that was generally regarded as the premier minority contracting business in Chicago, yet we somehow failed. So I wondered, what got us here? The type of work we were doing had put us in this downward spiral of low price and slow pay, and it's a formula that's put hundreds of minority-owned businesses out of business over the years. When I started my business in 2011, the key for me was to get certified by the Chicago Minority Supplier Development Council.
We advocate, we develop, we certify, and we connect minority-owned businesses with opportunities. Certification is a critical part of what we do for obvious reasons. We would like to introduce to a business opportunity, to a corporation in North America, of a company that is certified. That means that we are attesting and we are sure that that company is owned by a minority person or partners.
So I reached out to them and went through the certification process, which was quick and simple. And within just a few weeks, I had that certification. And within a few weeks from there, I attended their flagship event and I met Rona at that event. She was working for Walgreens as a supplier diversity director. When I introduced myself, she had known my father, and she said, if you're anything like your dad, I'm gonna bring you up to Walgreens and introduce you to the director of construction and get you guys some opportunities.
It was really just the matter of taking the chance, having that foreknowledge and that confidence on his ability to produce, understanding, where he had come from, that gave me the level of confidence to really go to bat for him.
I was looking for diverse service providers, and Brian was on the list given to me from CMSDC. I wanted to give him a chance and gave him a small job, nothing really significant. But it was a way for him to come into ComEd, work under our rules and regulations, which may or may not be different from what he was used to, get acclimated, and then really the key there was to debrief after the work so that we could hear from the brand new contractor what worked with us and what didn't, and vice versa.
So as you go through any new relationship, there are going to be some bumps in the road, right? But how do you as a supplier take that feedback and apply it so that you are able to course correct and maintain that level of delivery for the client?
In Rona's case specifically, she brought us in on two very significant projects, and they didn't go great. There were certain aspects that we did very, very well. And with Rona and a gentleman named Mike, the director of construction for Walgreens, rather than simply just saying, okay, you guys didn't do so great, we're gonna move you along, they were willing to bring us in, give us constructive feedback, but we like the parts that you're doing well, and we're gonna give you that next opportunity to prove it. And on the next round, our expectation would be that you do better. And fortunately, we did. We did 4 jobs the next year, 30 the year after that, and now we've worked in 2,500 Walgreens stores all over the country as a result of Rona being willing to take that give us our first shot. In addition to a company being willing to give you your first shot, mentorship from the client side is huge. And we've had some great mentors from our customers that have tried to do everything they can to ensure that we are learning how to do things the right way. So when you're getting tough mentorship from a client, that usually means that they're investing energy in you because they know you can get there. And we've had a number of great companies. We've worked with Nicor Gas as a company that has given us a number of our first in the utility sector.
I think that through some of those struggles and that drive for a very high quality product, we've benefited the company, we've benefited the relationship. You can have that tough perspective on deliverables, but again, it always has to be rooted in respect. There's got to be a give and take with what we're asking for and what can be reasonably delivered.
And I think for me, as a business owner, what I'm realizing now is part one was building a successful company. And we've been in business now for about 13 years, and we're proud to work for 22 Fortune 500 companies. What we need to do then is pay that forward and help create opportunities for other minority-owned businesses and help teach them the sort of things that I wish we would have known in 2005 when our first business closed. Our mission then is to help these businesses learn how to do that, and then downstream of them, create jobs for minority people in the construction trades.
Supplier diversity is not just the right thing to do, it also makes good business sense, because to a smaller local company, your contract might be the biggest, most important one that they've got. So they're going to bring their A game every single time. They're going to bring their A team. Also, when you're working with local and diverse businesses, they're oftentimes employing people in the communities that they live and serve. In that way, you're able to give back to those underserved communities.
There was a group being formed in Chicago called Hire 360 Chicago. I was very excited to hear that the unions, the contractors, the developers were all working together to bring minorities into the trades.
Hire 360 is a nonprofit organization that works with individuals seeking to get into the various construction trades. We also work with business owners to help them to sort of get a foot in the door to seek business opportunities with local construction companies and developers. And we also do a lot of youth engagement, so we work hand in hand with people from local community groups, the Chicago Public Schools, and other organizations that seek to create opportunities for young people.
If you're simply working for low bid, there's really no value in being especially good at what you do, especially safe at what you do. In the public sector, they're simply buying your work based on low price. The value of working for a corporation, one of the great things that I get out of it as a business owner is if you can build something good, low price isn't the only reason they'll use you. The differentiator becomes how good you are at what you do, the type of people that you have that work for you. I love the fact that we work for corporations because you get to build relationships. They're sustainable. A lot of our corporate clients do believe in diversity. Unfortunately, most minority contractors work in the public sector. Last summer, my leadership team got together and we decided to create our own mentorship program. We called it Changing the Face, and the idea being that hopefully the impact that we make is down the road when you visit construction sites, there will be more minorities working on those construction sites. There are other organizations that were specifically created to help facilitate a pathway for minority companies to meet corporations. One of the best organizations that I know of is Chicago United and their 5 Forward program.
Our goal is to cultivate a thriving minority business community, and we do this by helping minority businesses that are not ready for contracting to work with large corporations. We do this by providing resources, referrals to large corporations.
I really hope that other contractors who see this will really do the same thing. One of the main tenets of supplier diversity is that if you award a contract to a diverse vendor, a diverse contractor, that they in turn will be in a position to offer opportunities to others.
Hopefully in the future we won't even have to have these conversations or these type of initiatives to stand out, to get people to notice, right? That it's just a way of doing business, and that is a great place to be.
That's really what this is all about, is taking what you've learned in the experiences and figuring out how to do some good with them and then paying it forward, and hopefully it creates an ecosystem where these businesses are able to do it for other businesses and so on. I hope that the efforts that we're making will result in job sites, whether they be in the city or in an industrial project out in the middle of the country, to look different, for minority workers to be on the site, and essentially we've helped change the face of the construction industry.